I now have a Patreon. There you can support me and my channel. Every bit of money I get donated to me goes directly back into my channel and will go towards improving and increasing the quality and quantity of videos I can produce. So please, even with $1 a month, make your pledge. Any and every amount that I get will help me greatly. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the video.
Tell me like a Hellcat.
Hey guys, this is Matt, the EmeraldAvengerG, and today we're hopping into the Overwatch PTR to test out Symmetra 3.0 and to talk about a couple other things, including the new way the classes work. There's now tank, damage, and support. All defense and offense is here, and Symmetra has been moved to the damage slot rather than the support slot. So that is a pretty big change that has been made, but rather than doing this little stuff, because that's probably just gonna be game breaking, because everyone's gonna be like, oh, we're on defense, but we're all gonna play attack, or we're on offense, but we're all gonna play defense here, because it's all labeled defense and all that crap. It's all labeled damage and all that crap. That's gonna happen. Blizzard, I don't see how y'all haven't noticed that will happen. That'll be the #1 thing that does happen. So I think y'all might have screwed up here, just a little bit. But that's not part of the point. Point is, new Symmetra. Zarya-like main attack that ramps up the same way. Actually, I think you heard the sound effect of it ramping up there a little bit. But yeah, the longer you're consistently doing damage, the more it does. Our secondary fire is a charge-up shot. Fires and charges a lot faster, moves a lot faster, but also explodes. Can no longer phase through people or barriers. Just explodes on contact. So it's just like boom and boom. Up next, her Sentry Turrets now work a little differently. She now literally can fire them. They're a specific type of projectile that they can go through barriers. They can't go through Maze Ice Wall. There's a little bit of a glitch with Maze Ice Wall where it gets stuck to the ice wall and then floats. Well, I'm killing someone, good. But it cannot be deflected and it cannot be ate by D.Va. And barriers do not stop it, which is honestly preferred kind. Even has the new sound effect that was accidentally leaked onto the PTR. But yeah, and you only have 3 of them, but they have a little bit more range, do a little bit more damage, and have a slightly stronger slow effect. And like I said, they also have more health. They have like 35 health, but they can be destroyed in air, actually. Something that I wasn't all too surprised about, but was still fine with it working that way. Up next, teleport is now one of her abilities, so let's put it up there, for example. It does not last that long. It lasts like 10 seconds, and you don't actually manually have to press the key. On console, it's going to be difficult because there's not really that many keys as there are to choose from. So I really don't know how they're going to approach it. I mean, maybe make it to where you can double bind, like make it your reload button or something, which is probably exactly what they should do, is make it your reload button. That makes a lot of sense to me. Hey, now we get to demonstrate how useful this thing can be. Let me put myself back up there. Okay. But up next, and this is the coolest part of her kit. Oh, also, she now only has 70 ammo rather than I think what she had was originally 100, maybe, because of course she does a lot more damage than she used to. But this is her ultimate. She places a barrier, a wall, a giant freaking wall. 5,000 health. You can also change the direction like you can with Maze Ice Wall. It's awesome, but it stays there. And it literally goes indefinitely, up, down, left, and right. Only lasts, I think, 15 seconds, or until all 5,000 damage are dealt to it. But besides that, it's just like, man, it's scary. I think this is definitely gonna make Symmetra a lot better character. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and go off on a limb and say this probably is what we've been needing to happen for a really long time. and I'm glad it's finally happening. Like it's been in a great need for a very, very long time. She also has new voice lines for it in her actual language, which I really, 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 really like. But yeah, that's all for Symmetra. So there's really not that many, and you can even see it here. That's really cool. And besides all this new stuff here, there's not really much changes, but there has been some discussion about not changing Reinhardt, but fixing him, like completely, like rebuilding his entire kit. Not like changing it, but like literally rebuilding it from the ground up. Like going in and restarting on production of it to fix it. Because what it is it's there's firmware issues with it being old and all. It's designed in an older fashion, so they're going back and remaking all of his kit, so it will work better, which I think is a good idea. And off the map we go. But something else has actually changed as well. Something a little minor. They changed McCree's Deadeye distance from 70 to 200 meters, so he can literally like shoot you from across the map. I mean, I honestly have no problem with it. It's actually a very, very... It's a great idea, in my opinion, actually. A lot of people have been having problems with it. I don't see why. It's actually a great addition to it, in my opinion. But, I mean, people will have their issues with literally anything, though, so... And I clearly can't hit shots, but we're going to test out the distance. I'm not sure if I can get actually 200 meters away. I might have to get myself over there.
It's high noon.
Yep. Yeah. He has a lot of range now. Oh, come on, he went behind a wall. There's a little bit of a bug, though, with Moira. What Moira has is... I can't really show it here, because I don't have a way to. But she does...
Will reveal the truth.
Her healing is very glitchy whenever it comes to dealing with barriers. Like, if you're anywhere near a barrier, you cannot use it at all. And it's actually a very unfortunate thing. Like, let's say there's a barrier right here. Like, that line's a barrier, I'm on the barrier and I can't heal the person. Like, it only works with enemy barriers, of course, because, I mean, why else would it work with anything? Doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah. So there are a couple more things I need to show. There has the new map. Or not new map. Horizon Lunar Colony has actually been changed, but there's now also a new group making thing where like you can go in and create a group, select what kind of game type it is, wants voice chat, yes, no, enforce rules, yes, no. Then you can like say, oh, I want 2 DPSs. Actually, in my thing, it's it's 3 DPSs, a tank, a support, and then a a Brigitte. But yeah, and then like there's now not only groups, there's also endorsements. You can give people endorsements that go into effect at the end of matches. You can give them endorsements and it makes them be more recognizable for awards at the end of seasons by Blizzard, which is actually a really cool thing. But and actually I believe there are a couple game browsers. No, there's not. Okay, we'll just go into a Horizon here. Just start real quick. But they've had some changes, and I think there might be a bunch of lore changes, actually. I believe they might be teasing for Hammond, who I will discuss in a video later this week, probably Thursday, right after my second go with, what's his, E3, after I go with my second. But this room has changed. How you get out is changed. So, like, you can't just walk out the door and, like, hide behind that corner. You actually have to get exposed. You cannot go out here. There's now just a health pack here. Geometry of the upstairs area is changed, so it's more defensive. defensively tuned. This room hasn't changed. This is now exposed to outer space, which I think is really, really cool. There's also now an area up here, like you can go back here, go up here, like with more heroes, and just have more defensive positions. All things that I really, really like. I don't think there's really any changes here. Maybe a couple props have been moved here and there, but besides that, no changes there. Next, we move to here, and there was a lot more geometry in here, a lot more detail in here. Originally, it was just flat, open, and nothing. Now there's actually, hey, you can actually punch the potatoes. Cool. I was not aware of that. But yeah, besides that, nothing really in this room has changed besides the fact there's more detail added. Nothing changed to the upstairs. These doors are a bit closed, and there's no pillar here. They're just making it more open for the offense, but also more closed for the defense, which I really like. I have no problem with that. Here has been changed majorly. You have no back entrance to that little hideout area. This is more defensively tuned up here. Pillar there for hiding and all that. But yeah, this room has changed. Geometry of this room has changed a lot. Go up here, but like now you can get up here by even more ways than you used to be able to. Over here, basically the same. You can't get into this area the same way. You have to go through here, and here's where the bit of the lore thing happens. This is Hammonds Room. And he has attached an escape pod to Winston. And Hammond is on Earth, as you can see by this toy thing. Hammond is on Earth. And we don't know where he is on Earth. But we know he's on Earth. But there is a Mega in here. The Mega has been moved a little bit, I believe. Yeah, just a little bit. This little area is exactly the same. No reason to really change it, in my opinion. The other spawn room is exactly the same, too. No change made to it. None really required. No changes made out here. I mean, there isn't really required for changes out here. Now let's go back to the floor. No changes here. Maybe a couple like props moved around from here and there. Nothing too major. Nothing really big changes. This room seems a bit cleaner, but it might just be nothing. It looks like there is more detail everywhere in general, which I assume was some of the goals. Besides that, nothing. Come in here. Everything else is the same. From this point on, it's just detail added to places. Nothing is really changed all too much. I mean, in there is exactly the same. So yeah, nothing else on this. Nothing on this side of the map changes. Mainly stuff on the other side of the map that has changed. But yeah. Besides a couple of little buffs here and there to like Doomfist and Orisa. Not major enough to really warrant covering in a video. But besides all that, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys in the next one. This is Matt, the EmeraldAvenger. Peace out.